Chansey Community Day is happening on Sunday, February 4th from 2 to 5 p.m. So get ready to beef up your gym lineup as both Chansey and Blissey are top tier gym defenders. Let's get into the details. Looking at the bonuses quickly, we will get 2 times candy for catching Pokemon, as well as a 2 times chance for trainers level 31 and up to receive Candy XL from catching Pokemon. Incense and lure modules activated during the event will last for 3 hours, excluding daily adventure incense. 1 additional special trade can be made for a maximum of 2 for the day, and Happiny has a chance of hatching from 2-kilometer eggs obtained during February Community Day, and the Happiny that hatch from these eggs will have the same chances appearing as shiny Pokemon as the Chanseys that appear during the Community Day. And then to go with that, we will also get a quarter hatch distance when eggs are placed into incubators during the event period, and we'll also get the usual snapshot encounters, and trades will require 50% less Stardust. All right, let's talk about the eggs for just 1 second here, because not only will Happiny be in the 2-kilometer eggs with a boosted shiny rate, but it also says that Happiny will hatch much more frequently from 2-kilometer eggs. So combined with the quarter hatch distance, you can hatch a lot of shiny potential Happiny during the event and even afterwards potentially, as the blog says that this bonus will last until 10 p.m. on the event day. So presumably you'll still be able to get these 2-kilometer event eggs from Pokestops up until 10 p.m. on that day. All right, moving on to the raids, we will get the usual 4-star raids happening after the event, starting at 5 p.m. and going until 10 p.m. They will be Chansey raids, and defeating them will get you Chansey spawning around the gym for 30 minutes with the same Calm Day boosted shiny odds. Now this is a pretty good way to extend the community days and get more shinies and more candies if you want them. We will also get the standard Community Day field research, so catch 3 Chanseys for an encounter with Chansey, Great Balls, Stardust, and more. There will also be the standard $1 USD special research story as well, and this usually gets you more encounters with the featured Pokemon. Then you usually get a premium item or 2 as well, like incense, lures, lucky eggs, or star pieces. We will also get event stickers from spinning Pokestops and gyms, as well as for sale in the in-game store. Additionally, in the in-game store, there will also be 2 boxes, one for 1,350 Pokecoins that will get you 50 Ultra Balls, 5 Super Incubators, 1 Elite Charge TM, and 5 Lucky Eggs, and then another one for 480 Pokecoins that will get you 30 Ultra Balls, 1 Incense, 3 Super Incubators, and 1 Lure Module. Now both of these are a decent value, and the Community Day bundles with Elite TMs are some of the only times that you can buy Elite TMs in the in-game store. Moving on to the web store, there will be a bundle there as well for $10 USD that will get you 120 Ultra Balls, 15 Silver Pineapple Berries, 6 Incubators, and 1 Incense. Personally, I don't usually go for the real money bundles, but if you are a person who spends real money on the game, you are technically getting your value from the Incense and Incubators with the berries and balls as a bonus. And those Ultra Balls will come in handy with catching Chansey, as it has a pretty low catch rate, but honestly, I'm just not a fan of these web store bundles. I don't know. You might feel differently and see more value in it. Your choice, of course. All right, let's talk meta relevancy. Now, neither Chansey nor Blissey have any meta relevancy in PvP or as raid attackers. However, they are the top 2 gym defenders, and taking a look at their stats shows us why. Chansey has a max CP of 1,418, an attack of 60, a defense of 128, and a whopping stamina of 487. And then Blissey has a max CP of 3,117, an attack of 129, a defense of 169, and a stamina of 496. So that's only +9 in stamina, but it is a +69 to attack. Both have insanely high stamina stats, which is what makes them such good gym defenders. On top of that, Chansey's low max CP means it has a very low motivation decay rate. So motivation, if you don't know, is the heart that shows above your Pokemon in gyms. Now it decreases over time or as people battle your Pokemon, and as motivation decreases, so does your Pokemon's stats. Now full heart Pokemon need to be defeated 3 times to be kicked out of the gym. So if you want to hold a gym for a long time without the motivation going down, like in gyms that aren't as competitive, then Chansey is your best option. But for busier gyms, go with Blissey, as its more than double attack stat makes it more threatening to potential gym attackers. The other thing to know about gym defending is that only 1 type of each Pokemon can be in a gym at a time. However, evolutions count as different Pokemon, meaning there can be 1 Blissey and 1 Chansey in a gym at any given time. So you will want some leveled up Blisseys and Chanseys in case you come across a busy gym that has a Blissey in it already. Then you can put a Chansey in there instead. Keep in mind that a lot of gym defending is purely psychological. So for example, if I roll up to a gym that has a high CP Chansey, Blissey, Snorlax, and Slacking, I'm probably not even going to start the battle. I'm just going to move on to the next gym, which is why you want the highest CP possible. So let's take a look look at the Hundo CP numbers that you want to watch out for. Now in the wild, we can only be certain a Pokemon is a Hundo if it is at the max level that it can spawn at in the wild, which is level 30 normally, or level 35 if it is being boosted by the weather. But there are lots of other CPs for Hundo Pokemon, so catch as many as you can and check them all, but do keep an eye out for 1075 non-boosted in the wild and 1165 boosted. And then in the research, that Hundo CP is going to be 537, and in the raids, non-boosted is going to be 717 and boosted 896. And Chanseys boosted weather as a normal type is partly cloudy. Now in terms of the best mega to go with, as I said, Chansey is a pure normal type, so you want to go with a normal type mega that is at the highest mega level. This means your options include Mega Pidgeot, Mega Kangaskhan, or Mega Lopunny. And do remember to go with your mega that is at the highest mega level, as this gets you the most amount of candy and the best chance at getting Candy XL. Alright, I've got my usual tip for getting shundos, or at least high IV shiny Pokemon, which is to make full use of the field research encounters. You want to complete as many field research encounters as possible during the community day. This is because the IV floor is higher from field research than it is in wild spawns, so you have a better chance at getting high IV Pokemon, including Hundos. And because the shiny rate is also boosted in the field research, that means you have an even better chance of getting a Shundo from the field research encounters than you do in the wild. So you want to stay on top of your field research during these community days. Stack up 3 of the event field research, catch 3 of the event Pokemon before spinning any more stops, and then complete those tasks. Continue to spin more stops, stack that research, and repeat. Moving on to the eggs, I've got a little tip here as well. If you are looking to hatch that shiny happening, then you are going to want to prep your eggs. So incubate a bunch of them and try to have them hatch right before the event starts. Then do not spin any stops until the event starts. Once the event starts, go ahead, continue spinning as normal, hopefully getting a lot of those 2-kilometer eggs and incubating them as you go. In order to prep your egg space, you might want to also watch out for some good incubator bundles in the store. There's usually a few that come up every now and then. And remember that you can also bank these event eggs for later, so you can save them up in your storage while the event is going on, and then slowly work your way through them after the event, because what you're going to hatch from the egg and whether it will be shiny is determined when you get the egg, not when you hatch it. You can also get a decent amount of candies from hatching eggs, so this can be a good way to increase your candies if you're a person who likes to hatch eggs. Speaking of candies, don't forget to use your Pineapps for 2 times candy or your Silver Pineapps for 2.33 times the candy. You can also save Pokemon to trade with a friend. This is especially good if you and your friend caught the Pokemon far apart from each other, as the bigger the distance, the more candy you will get and the better chance at Candy XL. And if the distance is over 100 kilometers, then you will get a guaranteed Candy XL as well. However, with the Timeless Travel season bonus right now, you do get more candies for every trade, as well as a guaranteed Candy XL. So it's definitely a good time to do some trading, not to mention the fact that you could get some lucky Blissies and Chanseys, which means you could power them up and create some intimidating gym defenders for less Stardust. I've got my usual showcase tips for you here as well, and the first one is my least favorite method, which is sniping. So sniping is where you put in 3 low-ranking Pokemon, and then right before the showcase ends, you swap in 3 high-ranking Pokemon. But the risk with this is that you forget to swap in your higher-ranking Pokemon before the showcase ends, and then you never get a high rank in the showcase, and you get poor rewards. Now, my favorite method is to find less busy showcases in my area, so these are showcases that are not close to other Pokestops and gyms. They're not near major transit hubs or other big attractions. Then I just put in my highest ranking Pokemon into these showcases, and because they are less competitive, I have a better chance of winning. Now, I don't come in first every time, but I do come in first enough to slowly work away at that showcase medal. Speaking of medals, you can also work on your normal type medal, as Chansey is a normal type, and your Picnicker medal, as more people are generally out playing during community days. So if you put a lure up in a busy Pogo spot, you can make some good progress on that one as well. All right, everybody, consider hitting the like button if you found this video useful, and subscribing for more Pokemon Go news, tips, and live streams. If you want more Pokemon Go content right now, check out one of the videos on screen. Happy hunting. I hope you dominate your local gyms with lots of beefy, shiny Blissies after this calm day, and we'll see you in the next one, friends.
I've got something incredibly funky.